What's up, guys? Shawn from the Guaranteed Success Plan, and today I want to talk to you about something that is so important to me, and I think it is so important to you guys. And this is talking about taking the leap and actually truly taking the leap of faith, trusting yourself, trusting your business, and actually going for what you truly want. I want to rewind a couple of years ago. I actually used to have a perfect life. I had a beautiful wife, I had a great job, I had no debt, lots of savings, everything was great. Then it all literally turned on a dime. I found myself divorced completely as a surprise. I had no idea it was coming. We don't need to dig deep into that, but literally turned my life upside down. A couple months later, I got fired from my job. That same month, I actually was playing hockey and I went to the boards wrong and I smashed my arm in 9 different places. Literally, the whole thing is putty and metal at this point. I was in such a deep, dark place. I literally took the rest of the year off. I didn't go back to work. I spent my entire life savings. Even worse, I actually spent all the credit that I had and I maxed myself out. When I came back to work, I used to work for a builder. When I came back to work, I thought everything was gonna be back to normal. I was gonna make good money again. I was gonna be okay, start paying off my debt and start getting back into usual life. Did not happen. I literally made less money the 2 years I came back than I used to pay in taxes. But I'd already built a life for myself that was way more expensive than that. So I just kept digging deeper into that ditch and kept drowning in depression, drowning in pain, drowning in debt. Literally, I wanted to die, and I'm not even exaggerating on that. That's when I started to take my real estate course. And normally it takes 2-3 months for most people to get through. 6 is a long stretch. It took me an entire year because I was paralyzed by fear, paralyzed by self-doubt, and I just didn't think I'd really be able to do it. I was actually so broke, I couldn't even afford to eat. I was literally selling my furniture for food at one point, except I couldn't buy the food because I was also running out of gas and I had to choose between food or gas and if I'm gonna go to work or if I'm gonna eat and actually skip work for that day. So being that broke, I couldn't even afford to take the test. The next test was about $150. Couldn't even scrape that together. I literally scrapped it, put the books away, decided this is not for me. I'm gonna figure something else out. Fast forward a few weeks, I can't even tell you what it was. Something inside me just said, Shawn, get the fuck up, get to work, and it will happen. And you just start manifesting positivity and telling yourself that the world will take care of itself. I remember I studied for 8 hours that day, finished 2 chapters of the book, and out of nowhere, an uncle that I haven't talked to in 2 decades, like literally 20 years, calls me out of the blue, starts talking to me, and he goes, Shawn, I heard you're getting into real estate. Are you actually studying for it? I said, yeah. He told me, well, do you need anything? Is there anything I can help you with? And literally being dead broke and not talking to him for 20 years, I just threw it at him. I said, yeah, I need money. And he goes, well, how much? And I said, to be honest, all of it. I can't afford the test. I can't afford the course. I can't afford anything. He literally put down his credit card right there and he told me to charge anything I needed. He took care of the entire course, all my tests, everything. Anyways, fast forward about a month or so, I finished all the tests, I finished the exam, I start real estate, and I actually get my first listing 4 days with my license. And it's not just a little listing. Our benchmark price is about $400,000. My first listing was $1.35 million. Couldn't afford the pictures, couldn't afford the measurements, had to borrow money for all that stuff, borrow for my mortgage payments, but I hadn't put in the listing up. But I was still working for the builder at the time. Now here's where the big problem sets in, and here's a giant leap of faith. This was the biggest leap of faith I took in my entire life. When I put that listing out, my sales manager actually called me in the office and he said, I know you got your license, I know you're gonna be working on it. You can't be marketing yourself and you can't be advertising your houses. I said, I didn't realize that was part of the deal. I told you I was getting my license. What do you mean I can't market my houses? He said it was a conflict of interest and I could sell my own properties kind of on the low or on the side, but I couldn't actually be a full-blown realtor. At that point, I had to make a choice. And he saw that I was actually leaning towards real estate, so he actually made me an incredible offer. He made me an offer on one of the best and busiest areas in the entire company. He wanted to keep me because I've been doing a good job. Even though I kept getting put in the areas that were the toughest, that we were grinding out the sales and you weren't making a big income, I was doing a great job for those areas. So he finally was gonna give me the gravy train, finally gonna open up the best area for me. And that area was paying about 4 to 5 times what I've been making currently. It would have solved all of my financial problems right then and there. Anyways, he gave me a couple days to think about it. I went home, I truly had to think about it because I had no clue what I was doing. I didn't know where I was gonna get the money. I didn't know where I was gonna get the clients versus a very steady paycheck, a very steady job. And I could have easily clawed myself out of the debt that I got myself into. I remember walking into the office a couple days later and he saw the look in my eyes and he literally just pushed the sheet towards me and he goes, I know you're quitting. And honestly, in my head, up until he pushed that sheet towards me, I wasn't 100% sure. But as soon as he did, I knew that was the universe telling me I had to do it. I had to take a leap of faith, and so I did. I literally turned down about a $300,000 to $400,000 a year job to go into something I had no fucking clue what I was doing, and literally was gonna be the most expensive and crazy year of my life. Fast forward about a year, I'm actually one of the best performing realtors for my brokerage and for the entire city period. Everybody's starting to recognize what I'm doing. I'm actually finally making a lot of money, but spending a lot because this industry is very expensive. And I decided I wanted to give back. So not even a year in the business and not really having a big clue what I'm doing, I decided to start giving back and started training agents, because I remember when I started, there was no good training, no good coaching. Everybody just gave you the basic shit. Call your sphere, work a mall, work a coffee shop, all that kind of stuff. None of it really works. So I decided to start giving back what I was doing, because I was selling 5, 6, even 10 houses a month in my rookie year. I remember I had 4 people that signed up for that first course. Literally, I wrote the course the night before every single day. That ended up taking me 5 days. And by the end of the 5th day, I was out of stuff to talk about. So that was the end of the course. But I remember people were telling me all the time, or people were laughing at me all the time. Shawn, you haven't been doing this a year. Why are you starting a real estate course? What are you doing coaching people? You haven't even been successful yet yourself. But it's something that I wanted to do and something that felt good for me. That's why I started doing it. Well, fast forward a few months later, and we've had over 1,500 people registered and through the Guaranteed Success Plan, which is absolutely unbelievable. The amount of times that I've changed somebody's career, the path that we put people on has been phenomenal, and honestly, one of the biggest accomplishments of my life. And that was a huge leap of faith, literally being a brand new agent, deciding to start a coaching program. I remember my own family was laughing at me. My old bosses were laughing at me. They're like, you're stupid, you're crazy, what are you doing? I went, I did it anyways, and now that's one of the reasons why we're sitting here talking today. And then my third big leap of faith. This one, it wasn't as big of a leap of faith as I thought it was gonna be, but it ended up being absolutely crazy for me and for my body. I remember just about a year in the business, I was getting so busy, I was spilling business all over the place. So I needed to start a team. Everybody told me the first person you should start on a team is actually an admin. I don't listen to anybody. I literally did the stupidest thing possible, and I hired another agent instead. I literally overloaded myself with work, and I had to hire him in a couple of weeks later. When I started the team, I didn't really understand the full responsibility of what I was going to be taking on. Because I started over COVID, and I never actually really met the person that started on my team in person, it was all just kind of almost not real. It was a little bit surreal. I remember the first time that I picked him up, we were going to go door knocking, and this is when it actually hit me. I pulled up, and on his driveway, the entire driveway, his kids had written my name and EXP on the bottom. And this person had actually left their brokerage to come work for me. And I didn't realize that he was putting his whole family up on my shoulders. Again, it wasn't him throwing it on me, but it was me accepting that responsibility, that if I didn't produce enough for him, he was not gonna be able to feed his family. And that hit me hard. I actually got so stressed, and it took it on so much anxiety, I gave myself an autoimmune disease, and not just a little one. I literally broke out in hives like you wouldn't believe. We got a video of it over here. I'm just gonna show you a little clip, but my entire body looked like a giraffe. I remember going into the doctor, and they took one look at me, and he said, this is the worst case that I've seen in 5 years. And I hadn't been having a bad breakout that day. So I opened up my phone and I showed him this video, and he literally said that this should be in a textbook. It was the worst case he'd seen in his life. And that was because of the stress and anxiety of supporting somebody else, when I didn't even know if I could support myself properly at this point, because I started too early. Again, a gigantic leap of faith, had no clue what I was getting myself into, but it turned out to be one of the most amazing things ever. Now I've got 7 agents on my team. They're all producing incredible results. Some of them are doubling and tripling their money that they were making from the last year. And it's all because they're following my lead. They're taking leaps of faith themselves. They're being more organized. They're being more diligent, and they're absolutely crushing their goals. I'm telling you guys, take that leap of faith. If you've been thinking about doing it, thinking of starting a business, thinking about talking to another person, thinking about quitting your job and doing something crazy, take that leap of faith, go for it. So I'm telling you guys, if there's something that has been weighing you down, or something where you don't think you can overcome it, literally just take that leap of faith. And if you want to take that leap of faith in me, sign up for the Guaranteed Success Plan. I promise you we can get you results. We can increase your business. We can make your life better. We can take away that stress. We take away that anxiety, because we have dedicated plans. We have dedicated strategies, and we have ways to take all of that stress off your plate and replace it with success. Anyways, guys, if you like this video, click the bell up here, subscribe down below. I love connecting with successful people. I love connecting with other realtors. Leave me some comments or questions. Send me an email. Let me know what you think. Till next time.